What's up, people? I thought I would make a video kind of showcasing my, I guess you could say, invention. Not really, but more just something I did. You've heard of the old putting a volume pedal in the effects loop. Well, I didn't want to go out and buy a volume pedal because they're roughly about 75 bucks. It's about the cheapest one that I could really find that I would trust. I love the sound of this orange, but when it's cranked, it's way too loud for an apartment. I've tried, the turning the volume down on a guitar, all that stuff. It really doesn't work. This is, you see the settings on the amp. It's still kind of too loud for an apartment. If I turn the volume down just a little bit, it's still, but you don't get that bite that's coming from the tube that's in there. So I built this. I can actually show you guys, if you want, how to build it. It's a simple thing of just a volume knob and two output jacks. I used an old Papa Het tin from a set of strings that I got, and just a few little wires right there, and it does this. I will turn this all the way down and turn basically everything right here to 12 noon and nothing. Right about there, about the 9 o'clock area is where it kicks in. And if I want, I can crank the gain. I'll crank the gain to 3/4. Now, we'll crank the volume to 3/4. Well, 3 o'clock, whatever you want to call it. Now, if this was hooked up to a 4x12, it would be shaking the house. But still get that awesome orange tone. And then yeah, it's a pretty awesome thing to be able to actually crank the amp and not blow out the windows or anything, because, well, this thing will not blow out the windows, but it's definitely way too loud, even with just one vintage 3012 to, just sit around and play in an apartment. So definitely suggest making one of these or getting a volume pedal or anything like that. And this is all straight guitar. It goes from my parts caster with the Tex-Mex pickups straight into the front end of the amp, with this in the effects loop, straight to the vintage 30. And the vintage 30 is a 16 ohm. I know the Micro Dart calls for, I believe, an 8 ohm on it, but it is what it is. It's not gonna hurt it. It's just gonna make your volume supposedly half the power, but I don't see how that really equates, because this thing's still, up there in volume. And I'm not even putting any kind of overdrive in front of it or anything else in the effects loop. It's just bridge is that? This thing doesn't affect with the sustain or any of that. Alright, anyways, if you like this video, subscribe.